Hello everyone and welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 11 of the One Pod Challenge. In the last episode we managed to construct this efficient mine, and so now all we have to do is get the bots to pump this area out, and then we'll have some of the bots hop into the mine and start getting some scrap metal. They very recently changed it, so now there's two different recipes that you can use. If you have the normal scrap metal recipe, then you can use 0 resources and just get 5 scrap metal. And only with the efficient mine can you do the efficient recipe, which uses 2 extract to make 10 scrap metal. And we are rolling an extract, so we're gonna stick with that recipe. We just need to wait for them to clear that out and then the bots can hop in there. And thankfully we finished constructing that because we have just a little bit of scrap metal remaining. So these bots have been working hard and collecting it all, and they have nearly gotten it all. Unfortunately, a drought has started. So we're going to be running a little bit short on power. We'll have to turn on all these engines. And B, we're running a little bit short on gears, planks, and metal blocks, which are the 3 building blocks of the bots and basically everything in our colony. The bright side is that we will not actually need treated planks in order to make scrap metal from the mine. And we've already dumped 100 treated planks into the new dirt excavator that we're looking to construct. And some more good news is that we actually have a bit of wood, so we're hovering around 250 right now. Plus we have some more trees that have been growing up. And with all these builders sitting around, we can go ahead and pause some of them, and then we can go ahead and pause some of these lumberjack flags. And as we continue to expand these overhangs, we will probably want to get some of the basics set up. So we'll want to get at least a couple industrial lumber mills and then probably a couple gear workshops as well, since we're running pretty short on both of those. And since we're doing good on wood, we should be able to ramp up production a little bit. And I'll go ahead and keep pausing some of these buildings, and then we'll also reduce some of the jobs in here because we want to get some more bad water since we're running a little bit low. Oh, and it looks like we have the dirt excavator that is up and running. We do have some storage for dirt, which is good news. We can look at expanding over here, although what I was planning on doing was getting some overhangs placed and then placing dirt blocks on top. Unfortunately, that takes a lot of planks and metal blocks, which we have very few of. We could also just look at placing some dirt blocks straight over here, not even worrying about having the overhangs. Right off the bat, we can go ahead and look at getting some of these buildings set up. They are still building some of the supporting infrastructure, like this tube station that will allow them to go between all the different tubeways pretty easily. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have been constructed. Plus we have 7 and then possibly 8 over here. I don't know if they can actually finish constructing this. But upwards of 8 tube stations set up, and we'll probably get some more set up in the future. So I have been using the tube stations in this series, but there is another video that will be released hopefully in the month of March, and that one has been using the folktails, and I've definitely been utilizing the zip line, which has been an awesome feature. There's definitely pros and cons to both of these. The tube stations are much faster, but you have to build it on the ground, and you also can't really go diagonally. Like you can, but it's really just zigzagging. Versus zip lines, it's a little bit slower, but you can go directly from one point to the other, and you can go diagonally and not just straight forward and then sideways. Let me know which ones you guys have been enjoying the most. Hopefully you've got a chance to play with both of them. But the bots really are zipping back and forth in these tube stations. And oh, the bots literally just finished pumping all the water and bad water out. So let's go ahead and raise this up, and then let's get this connected. So now we have 5 bots in here. We want to massively ramp that up. We can go ahead and pause this builder's hut for now, and we can actually get rid of both of these buildings. Plus we can also actually get rid of these overhangs. We'll just need to get rid of the paths first. And that is perfect timing because you can see the bots are just sitting around not doing anything. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these guys as well. And then we'll slowly disassemble all of this and then get a little bit of wood and planks back from them. And just like that, the drought is over. We just gotta wait for the bad water to spin back up, and we also have to go ahead and connect this building. But as you can see, the tube station is up and running, and we actually have to switch these so that we have some bots in here. Recently we retired all the beavers from working, including the babies, so now they get to enjoy all their free time either swimming in here, dancing at the dancing hall, or some of the other various activities we have around. Looks like we are starting to increase in gears and in planks quite a bit. We are slowly working our way up with metal blocks. All of these buildings are not running quite at full capacity. I don't really think we need a tube station over here. We have one here, so that's close enough. I don't know really what we would actually do with it in this side. And then as the bad water comes back, we will have all these water wheels start spinning back up. So we'll want to get some more smelters up and running. And honestly, this is a perfect spot to get one set up. I do want to go ahead and get some more water wheels set up. So we'll go ahead and extend this overhang. And then we'll once again need to place down the impermeable flooring. And then we can also utilize the overhang to hold more overhangs. So we'll have 6 of them placed down right here. And then we'll just continue to add in some water wheels. We might only be able to fit one more, it looks like. And one of the things I did set up in one of the recent videos was this area so that we can get some more crops planted. And I'm going to want to extend some dirt blocks over here to get a little bit more planting space. So we can go ahead and get some dirt blocks placed down. And in the meantime, we can get an area set up for having some water dump there. And we'll also get a farmhouse set up. And then I know we want to get some canola planted. We did plant at least some over here. And I guess they can't even process all of it. Although I don't know if we actually made an oil press. Yeah, so we have some canola seeds, but nowhere to process it. We can go ahead and get the oil press set up right here. It's 750 science to switch to bots, which we have enough of that. We'll just want to high prioritize this. And the reason I was looking for canola was so we get a grease factory up and running. So it looks like it takes 2,000 science to unlock the grease factory. We do not have enough right now, but we can get the second number cruncher up and running once again. We are doing great on power. It looks like we have over 1,000 surplus. So as soon as we hit that 2,000 science threshold, we'll go ahead and get the grease factory placed right over here. And now we have that third builder's hut up and running over here, just pulling some bots from this hauling post. Let's go ahead and keep expanding our crop selection over here. We'll get some eggplants and corn placed as well. Ooh, we can also look at getting, where is it, the hydroponic garden. This is only 200 science, so let's go ahead and get that unlocked right now. It does take a bit of water, so we have to make sure that we have these both up and running. And honestly, right over here seems like a pretty good spot, although maybe not. We might want to have some storage in this area in the future. We could look at getting something placed on top of here. So what if we extended the tube station over in this area, and right now we're not really using this for a whole lot. What if we got a bunch of hydroponic gardens set up over here? We'd have that second tube station, which would make getting back and forth from the water really easy. And I say a bunch of hydroponic gardens. I guess we would probably only need like maybe 1 or 2 each being like for each recipe. So we'd make both algae and mushrooms. We don't have a whole lot of beavers, so they wouldn't go through the food too quickly. We'll go ahead and get a couple hydroponic gardens set up for now. We'll have one of them set to each, since it takes quite a while for them to actually grow all the food from here. And we just hit the 2,000 science mark, so let's go ahead and get that grease factory unlocked. And oh my gosh, that takes 2,500 science to get that switched to bots. We are going to be waiting a little bit before we have a bot hopping in that job. Oh, looks like we're actually maxed out on dirt, so they're not doing anything. We do have all of this over here. I think we're just running a bit short on bots right now. It'd be nice to have even more builders, but we have so many things going on that they can't really handle it all. And that leads me to my next proposal, which is actually getting some more bot part factories and bot assemblers set up. Looks like we are still running short on metal blocks, so we'll probably need to get another smelter up and running. And so we're going to go ahead and rearrange it just a little bit. We'll hold off on getting the grease factory constructed. We'll try and get some more bots up and running first. You know what? Scratch that. We're going to actually get the grease factory set up over here first. Because once we have the grease factory up and running, we'll get even faster bots, since they'll get that nice bonus for working speed and movement speed. And then we get the last couple buildings over here assembled. I will want to prioritize the smelter first, since that will be making metal blocks, which we are running a bit low on. And then we can also utilize the overhangs in order to get the bots to actually get over here. And then just like that, they should be able to get in there. And with the addition of all of these buildings, we will need to make sure we have enough production of the other ingredients. Specifically, we're running a little bit low on planks. Looks like metal blocks are increasing, gears are doing great. Although we have been using a lot of planks to construct all this, so we might have a decent amount of production overall. In the meantime, we can go ahead and pause the dirt excavator. We're not really using it for a whole lot. I know I want to get the farm set up over here, but it's not that important compared to some of these things. What we can do is have the bots hop in here as soon as they construct it, and then we'll have them plant all the crops and then just switch back to another job, since we don't need them to be permanently in here just watching over the crops grow. We do also have some bots sitting around in the lumberjack flags, so we'll go ahead and pause some of them. Looks like we are missing a few impervious floors, but as soon as they can build all of this, then they should be able to finish this here. We have a lot going on, but there is some method to the madness. We can go ahead and pause this gatherer flag. He is doing absolutely nothing. We are completely maxed out on berries. We're missing one berry. That's probably just placed in the breeding pod. The beavers are living the good life. They don't really have to worry about anything. Looks like the average well-being is 23. Oh, I did mention in a recent episode I want to get some monuments set up. But I do recall saying that I wanted to extend the green space over here. We'll get some overhang set up and then dirt blocks placed on top. But I think that first we got to get some more bot production up and running. Then once we really have the bots being produced at a really fast pace, then we'll be able to get some more builders huts over here. And then we'll be able to build stuff pretty dang quickly. Oh, we do have some of the bots starting to work in the bot part factories. We'll go ahead and start this one on limbs since we are somehow still running pretty low. Looks like heads are also running low. Did I make the mistake of not switching this? No, looks like we have everything selected. We'll get this next one set to heads, and then the third one will be set to chassis. Although we have so many chassis, let's go ahead. I might forget again, hopefully not, but we'll have this set to heads for now. We do actually want to make sure that we get the power connection set up in the back here. Looks like I had this on lower priority. Let's go ahead and bump all of this up to higher priority. Then once we get the power shaft set up and then also prioritized, and that should get all these buildings over here connected in. Would also be good to get the impermeable flooring prioritized. Have to go ahead and reduce the view. There we go. Now we can see it all. And we did get the grease factory up and running. We do have a couple beavers working in there, but we'll go ahead and start utilizing that canola oil. We are doing really good on extract. I think we only have one bot working in here. And I'm pretty sure we've been hovering around 550 extract for a while. So I'll keep an eye on it. If it starts to drop, then we'll know we have to add a second bot into here. And we do have another drought approaching in 3 days. We were running pretty short on power during the last one. I know I've been kicking the can down the road in terms of the gravity batteries. We haven't super needed to get them set up. It's only 400 science, so we'll go ahead and get that unlocked. And then we'll start by placing a couple of them up here. We can always go ahead and get some dynamite placed down here in the future, and that'll allow the gravity batteries to have basically a larger battery itself, since it will have a deeper area that it can fall into. Overall, it seems like the bots are in pretty good shape. We don't really have any that are needing a charge. Having this little mini charging station set up over here was awesome. So much closer than having the bots having to go all the way into this area in order to charge up. Especially when we have so many working out in the outskirts of the colony. We are running low on wood once again, unfortunately. I think it's actually worth marking some trees to be chopped down over here that we've been utilizing for pine resin. We don't really need treated planks at the moment, so... And plus we have so much pine resin stored up. Even if we start to drop, we can go ahead and start unmarking some of these trees to be chopped down once again. And since we do have the water pool right here, I'm going to go ahead and extend some of the planting zone over into this area. We will want to get some more dirt blocks placed over here. And if we raise this up, it will actually protect these trees from the bad tides, since they'll be pretty elevated from the bad water, and they'll have access to the irrigation from this little pool. And that will mean that we'll need to get the dirt excavator back up and running. And once again, it looks like wood is a limiting factor. Planks are running low. We are starting to drop a little bit in gears. We are pretty low on metal blocks, but I'm pretty sure that's because we've been constructing all of this that all takes a lot of metal blocks. We could look at making this whole area forested. There's plenty of trees over here, but if we went ahead and lowered this section, we could get some trees growing over in this area. We can also go and tap into some of the wood over here. It's not growing anymore, but it's sitting around. Might as well utilize it. Oh my gosh, they can hold so much scrap metal in here. I didn't know they could hold 300. That could have been with the most recent change that they made. I want to say they can only hold like 50 before, something like that. But now they can hold a lot. Looks like we have about 420-ish right now. So that is not the limiting factor for the metal blocks at the moment. The drought has officially started. It is 9 days long. Nothing too crazy, but it is a little bit longer for normal mode. We do have a third bot assembler up and running, which is fantastic. Should get us some more bots and help us construct everything a little bit quicker. Unfortunately, we're going to be running a little bit low on power, so we'll have to start pausing some buildings. We always start with this second number cruncher. Another big one is the excavator. We don't need to have that going. Pause quite a few of the jobs, but I don't think that's even going to be quite enough in order to get the power input all the way to 100%. Unfortunately, these both take planks, and we have none. So having excess wood was a pretty short stint. We'll have a couple of the bots start chopping down some of these trees as soon as they can get these stairs and lumberjack flags constructed. Looks like we have quite a few bots who are sitting around doing a little bit of rearranging. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's episode. We made some good progress expanding our production line. We now have a lot more bots that we can produce. We just need to make sure we have enough of the base materials in order to make those bots. And once again, that is all stemming from woods. In the next episode, we can go ahead and try and get more wood production up and running. So if you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.